Welcome back, everybody. I want to first off apologize for my long delay in making any more content. It's been a super busy summer, but excited to jump back in. Took a little bit of a break from Grayzone Warfare, played some Ghost of Tsushima, and quite a bit of Hell Let Loose. But with all the information coming out on the Night Ops update, it's very exciting. Decided to jump back into Grayzone Warfare while we wait for that. So today we're going to be going through the whole list. I watched through their world premiere. So we're going to be going through all of the changes that are coming and briefly talking about those. So first off, the timing of the update. They did confirm it will be coming out this year, but there is not a confirmed date yet. They want to polish it a little bit before sending it out. And something that they did note is a lot of people are saying, oh, it's just sun up, sundown. How hard can that be? They are going a lot deeper than that, and even modeling the night sky, the stars and constellations out of what would be realistic in Southeast Asia, as well as adding in a bunch of new content as far as POIs and other stuff that we'll get into shortly. But just wanted to make it known, this is going to be a pretty extensive update. It's not just them changing the lighting. So absolutely, I think it will be worth being patient, because I think just simply adding night and day cycles to this game would not be enough at this point. It's kind of seeming to lose some steam as far as player base and stuff, which I can absolutely understand. It's pretty repetitive when you get to the back end, especially trying to just do these Tiger Bay missions, and then once you finish all the missions, what is there really left to do? Another big issue that they're going to be addressing is the aimbot AI. And they quoted, it frustrates them as much as it does anybody else. They do play the game. And they also did say that they found the problem. So whether or not that's going to end up being accurate and the AI are going to be completely fixed, we will see. Personally, I think it's obviously going to be a work in progress. I do foresee it getting a lot better. But as far as it being perfect the first go around, unlikely. Again, it is still early access title. So I think slowly but surely it's going to just keep getting better, but I do expect a big stride as far as the aimbot AI in this Night Ops update. Now, a couple of clerical community things that are coming back. They are going to be bringing back community briefings, as well as hiring some more marketing interesting play to show more behind the scenes. Which I think will be exciting. A lot of concern that I've seen in the community has been this game is going to die, the developers are going to drop it, they don't really care. So I think that's going to be cool to see all the back end work that they're putting into this, really showing that it is a passion project. And it's not just some sort of game that they're going to drop at some point when they realize how difficult it is. And I think they really will turn it into the game that we all want it to be. Now, some highly requested items that they brought up that they are going to be incorporating into the game. One of which, new weapons. They showcased the MP5, and I'll throw some footage up here. But they are going to be releasing an MP5 as well as up to 4 or 5 other guns. They haven't specified what those are going to be, but they did say they're going to be adding more than just the MP5. And they're going to showcase the rest a little closer to release. And concerns about the 9mm ammo and the shotgun rounds, they are going to be completely rebalancing all of the ammo types, as well as doing some other things to kind of encourage us to use some of those other guns rather than just going with the DDM4, which is currently really the only gun that's even worth using in my opinion. So some exciting stuff coming on that front. Of course, there's going to be some new tasks that are going to occur at night to take advantage of those night cycles. There's going to be AI behavioral improvements, and this is an exciting one, a much higher frequency of key spawns, especially quest locking keys. So there's not going to be any more really having to spend days or even weeks in some cases trying to find a certain key for a door that you need unlocked to progress a quest line. They are also adding in ADS and lean toggle options, as well as a prone lean and diagonal sprint. Just great quality of life things that I think are going to be super helpful. Personally, I don't know that I'm going to really use the toggle options, but I think the diagonal sprint will be awesome. They are also going to be adding in more in-game reporting options, and super exciting one, they're going to be adding in some more high-value loot. So this is going to encourage exploration as they're going to throw more POIs across the map, and some other places for high-value loot to spawn in, that you probably wouldn't normally go to. So it's going to add some more exploration elements into the game, which I think is absolutely crucial. Another essential thing that they're going to be adding in that I'm kind of shocked they didn't have from the beginning is a stash filtering. So you're going to be able to find items that are compatible with whatever you're looking at, have a better organizational system, and they're also adding in stash cases to consolidate guns and gear. And there will also now be limited vendor stocks, based on per faction. So if someone's buying too many DDM4s, that will temporarily run out until you get a supply run, whether that's just going to be a timer. I'm not sure. But this is sort of an attempt to make people try out other weapons and not just use that same meta gun. So hopefully that rebalance as far as all the different ammo types and everything is going to sort of even the playing field, and make this no big deal. Something I think would be super cool in this aspect would be to add in some faction-based missions. So kill this many of whatever, or maybe just have a specific set of like rotating resupply quests that your faction can complete as a team in order to resupply your vendors. Another thing, if you have no gear, if you've run out of guns and stuff, you're going to get a backup package. So the way they phrased it is, in this game, you work for a PMC, a private military contractor. They're not going to send you outside the wire, just empty-handed. So they're going to supply you with a basic gun, probably a helmet and some protection, as well as a few clips of ammo. So I think that's a great change as well. Definitely make that re-gear a little bit less daunting, and maybe even make you a little less scared to go out with some of your more expensive gear. Another quality of life improvement, they're going to be adding in a faction chat. So this is going to make collaboration with teammates and other faction members a whole lot easier, rather than having to click on someone on the map and send them a message individually, and essentially only being able to communicate with the players in your squad. There will now be a faction-wide chat, so you're going to be able to communicate with everybody in your faction at the same time, which is going to make collaborating for quests or raids or whatever it is you want to do a whole lot quicker and easier, of course. One thing I'm not sure is whether or not this is only going to be the text chat, or also have a voice channel for your faction. I imagine this is only going to be text, as a faction-wide voice channel could get quite chaotic, but we'll see what route they take with this. Now, with the new update is going to be the first wipe. There's a couple important reasons why they need to wipe. They're going to be essentially rebalancing the entire game. I talked earlier about how they're going to rebalance all the ammunition. They're also going to be looking to rebalance the economy. So with all those new guns that they're adding in, the high value loot they're adding on the map, the new POIs, the new missions, all that fun stuff, they are going to be completely redoing the economy. So they need to essentially make sure everybody starts on ground zero, to make sure it's fair. And also we'll give them a better look into how balanced the economy is, versus coming into this with all this new stuff, and having certain players who have millions and millions of dollars and other players who are absolutely just battling to get by. Now, with this change, they did say they're going to be changing up a lot of the tasks, so it's going to be much less rinse and repeat, as far as just go to this POI, collect this, bring it back to base, go back to that same POI, collect this, bring it back to base, and then go back to the POI and kill 20 enemies. They are going to be changing this up, so they're going to change locations, and dressings and everything else that they can do to make it less rinse and repeat. There's also the added day and night cycle, which is going to make doing these quests a lot more interesting. There's going to be some where it'll be more beneficial to just go at night, and try and stay under the radar. or you can take that standard daytime approach and try and clear the whole town. So this should add in some much needed variability with the quests, so that's always a good change. And some more quality of life with the choppers, or the helicopters. So they're going to spawn closer to where you call them, and despawn faster. So if you're out at a LZ far away from your base, it's not going to have to spawn from your home base and then fly all the way across the map to pick you up. And of course, like I said, it's also going to despawn faster, so cut down on that flight time there. So that should definitely help as far as waiting for helicopters. The A to B point will also be faster, so it's not going to loop as much and probably be a little bit more direct, or maybe they're going to have it fly a little bit faster. So again, that'll cut down on helicopter time, as well as waiting time. And as far as the noise level goes, this is something that I've been calling for since day one. You're wearing an active headset, and you're now going to be able to turn that off to lower the chopper volume. So essentially just turn your headset into earmuffs. So instead of flying around with an extra set of earmuffs in your bag to take up space, you can now just turn on and off your headset. Now, let's talk specifically about the day and night cycle, and I guess more the night cycle, and what changes this is going to bring. So, of course, this is going to be an accelerated day and night cycle. It's not going to match real world time. So with that comes planning ahead. So there's now going to be a clock in the top left of the screen. So if you're going out on a mission, and you see it's close to night, or you suspect that you may be out for a while, going to somewhere like Tiger Bay where you can really get bogged down in gunfights, you need to make sure you bring equipment for nighttime, so when that rolls around, you're not stuck in a bad spot. Now, to talk specifically about the night vision equipment, this is going to work better or worse depending on the ambient lighting. Night vision, after all, is a light intensifier, not some sort of magic solution that makes light where it doesn't exist. So depending on your environment, it's either going to be more or less clear and effective. And they mentioned 3 different sorts of night vision goggles. So PVS 14, which is the most popular, sort of standard issue. They also are going to have PVS 7, which is a dual tube into a single tube, as well as PVS 31, which is the dual tubes, and it is going to have sort of a white/bluish hue. Now these are going to be highly realistic, so depending on which set you're using, so if you're using the PVS 14s, which is just a single tube, depending on where you wear it, so if it's on your right eye, that night vision circle on your screen is going to sit slightly off to the right. Night vision goggles are also set to infinite focus, so objects very close to you, such as your weapon, are going to appear very blurry. And you also are not going to be able to use magnified scopes with your night vision. Another thing they're adding are flashlights, so this is going to reveal your location. My question is this going to reveal your location to AI? Because that could get a little sticky as far as the coding with the AI. Is there going to be an issue where anytime your flashlight is on, they automatically can just see exactly where you are? Hopefully not, and seems like they're already working to fix the current aimbot AI, so I doubt they would throw that in and just create another aimbot issue with the AI. They're also going to be adding in lasers, so you can ADS canted, or slightly leaning your gun off to the side at an angle, and just aiming with the laser. So that's pretty exciting. They're going to be adding tracer rounds, and they did say there's going to be some other stuff that they didn't mention that they're going to be adding in. And something that's going to be really cool, in my opinion, is every building is going to be lit, but it will have a power box. So you can go to the power box and shut off all the lights in the building, throw on your night vision goggles, and go to work. So I think that's going to be really cool. Add some great opportunity for some dynamic gameplay. Now let's talk about AIs at night. So the basic AI enemies, the dudes with AK-47s, tank tops, and shorts, are not going to have expensive night vision equipment, lasers, all that stuff. They may have flashlights, But do note the military AI, so your higher level guys that you're going to find in Fort Nerith, Tiger Bay, all those places, they will be fully kitted out. So you have to make sure you tailor your approach to that. And also, AIs will sleep and retreat to beds at night. However, there will still be guards posted up. So this can sort of impact your game loop at night. As I mentioned prior, you'll now be able to kind of stay under the radar, sneak in, get what you need, and get out. Or you can kill them while they sleep, whatever path you want to take there. Again, adding some more variability to these missions, different ways to play the game, I think is going to be a huge positive change. So, last thing we're going to touch on, you will keep all of your gear from your chosen edition with the wipe. So if you have that bigger stash box or anything else you get from buying one of the upgraded versions of the game, you will not be getting that wiped. And just to kind of summarize the things I'm most excited about, finally some new weapons, making all of the existing weapons balanced, so there's a reason to run something other than the DDM4. Some of the chopper changes as far as the being able to turn your headset off, I think that's going to be awesome. I think they came up with some great solutions as far as the chopper wait time problems, making it go from point A to B faster, and the spawning closer and despawning faster. Obviously, the night mode, that's going to be very exciting. It's going to be cool to get some new gear and have some new approaches to all these missions. And I'm also excited to see these new missions that they add in. I think that's going to be a lot of fun. And I'm also looking forward to sort of a fresh start where not every single mission is going to be this huge ordeal where I feel like I have to mentally prepare and get a squad of competent players together. Also, the high value loot and new POIs, I think that's going to add a whole different dynamic to the game. There's going to now be a reason to go to some of those random middle of nowhere areas where there's no current POIs. And again, it's just going to add a whole different aspect of the game as far as exploration goes, and hopefully some fun PvP. Trying to get that high value loot. I think that's going to be super cool. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.